one Mawlid and talks and we move on. That's not that's the beginning of a celebration. The celebration continues. The celebration should go back home with us, and the celebration should be within our community. And what's the celebration? It's knowing the seerah of Prophet ﷺ, abiding to the sunnah of Prophet ﷺ, knowing the kayfiyah of the Quran and the essence of the message of Prophet ﷺ. Prophet ﷺ was a walking, talking Quran. That's what he was. His character was the Quran. No need for tafsir. He was a tafsir, walking tafsir. His smile was the Quran. His compassion towards other people were the Quran. His love from the smallest animal to his enemies was the Quran. That's the celebration of Prophet, to celebrate Prophet ﷺ by understanding what he came here for, what was the message he was delivering, and how we can withhold that message within our lives, and how we can feel that message in every single cell of our body. Muhammad Iqbal, who many of you know, he was also, he gave many poetry in Farsi as well. He says, Muslim, as a sir Nabi begana shud, bazu bayt al-Harram budkhana shud. Understand that. Muslim, as sir Nabi begana shud, that if a Muslim becomes foreign to the seerah, to the path of Prophet ﷺ, bazu bayt al-Harram budkhana shud. That bayt al-Haram, that Kaaba will become idol worship. This has been promised. Many will say, oh, what was Iqbal saying? Iqbal was saying something deeper than what we are looking at right here. That it's been promised at the end of Kaaba that that's a place of worship of one God. But that wasn't the essence. He's talking about the Kaaba of our hearts. He's talking about the Kaaba within us. He's talking about the Bayt al-Haram. You all have Bayt al-Haram inside of you. That if we leave the path of Prophet ﷺ, this Bayt al-Haram will go anywhere it wants. This Bayt al-Haram will go towards money. This Bayt al-Haram will go towards worldly, materialistic activities. This is the Bayt al-Haram Iqbal is speaking about. And this is the Bayt al-Haram we must safeguard, and we must hold, and we must honor, and we must cherish. And if we don't know the seerah, and we don't have the understanding of the seerah of the Prophet, how can we follow? And what brings you to the level of understanding the seerah of Prophet? What is it? Love. Love. Loving the Prophet Rasulullah, loving him because Allah loved him. Loving him because Allah introduced this man as his Habib. That he is my love, he is my friend. And loving him will take you, will open the doors. Will open the doors to the sunnah, to the seerah of Prophet. And will open this Bayt al-Haram back. Will make this Bayt al-Haram back strong to the belief of one tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the essence of this month. This is the kayfiyah of this month. This is the continuation of Mawlid. The continuation of Mawlid that we must all take. Look at this man. Look at the qualities of Rahman in him. And when in Surah Al-Anbiya Allah says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَىٰ رَحْمَةٍ لِلْعَالَمِينَ, I have sent thee as a mercy to all mankind. Not limited to Arabs, Muslims, Afghans, Pakistanis, to all mankind. And even more so, he is a mercy to even animals. His mercy towards animals. Read Sirah and see how much mercy he had. Go and look at Sirah, and when he came with in the victory of Mecca, in front of him was the Quraysh. These were the enemies of Islam. Again, look who he was dealing with. Would you find a school today a political idea today that when they are in the height of power, when he could have ordered the Sahaba to do anything to them. These are the men who killed Sahaba. These are the men who tortured Sahaba, even their mothers, even their children. These are the men and women who killed his uncle and tore his heart out to display that this is the heart of Hamza, the uncle that he loved, the uncle that stood by him during the worst of times. These are the people that were in front of him. The people who pillaged and took the homes of Muslims. And what did he say? He was in front of them. He said, so what do you think I'm going to do with you? And look what those enemies are saying here. You have to understand this, that it's not just Prophet. His enemies knew who he was. His enemies knew who we're dealing with. He said, you're Kareem. You're Ibn Kareem. You have Karamat. All we've seen is Karamat. Do whatever you want because we know who you are. We know who you are. We're not going to be afraid of this judgment because we know who this judge is. Because we know from you only the scent of rahmah comes. Only the scent of compassion comes out. Only the scent of love comes out. Do whatever you want to do with us. And he says, from this day on, nothing will happen to you. From this day forward, nothing will happen to you. This is the rahmah of Rasulullah with his enemies, with the killers of his people. And time is of the essence, and many of the brothers have to leave. But to recap, we must be a living Mawlid. Every single one of us. Take the spirit of Mawlid home with you. Take the celebration of Mawlid. First feel it in your heart. The birth of this man. The message of this man. The love of this man. The compassion of this man. And go and reflect it within your family, within your community, within your people, within your friends, within your neighbors, Christians, within the Jews, within the brothers from different denominations and different religions, sisters from different religions, and take that rahmah of Prophet, just like that woman who would throw garbage on this man every time, and he would have to go back and make ghusl, go back and change his clothes. This is a very well-known story. Every single one of you knew it since you were children. And what did he do when she was sick? He could have asked for Allah's punishment, and Allah would have delivered. He could have asked for anything, and it could have happened. But he went to go visit her, an enemy, a person who hated, the person who hates you. Show them the love of Rasulullah. A person who despises you, show them the love of Rasulullah. A person that has been against you throughout your life, show them the love of Allah and the love of Rasulullah. That's the message. That's the message. That's the message that we have to take from Mawlid. It does not stop in one event. It does not stop in one speech. It does not stop in nasheeds and naats and qasida burda. You have to keep it moving. You have to keep it moving. And may Allah give us all the tawfiq, all of us the strength, all of us the physical and the spiritual essence and the power to celebrate Mawlid in our hearts, in that Baytul Harram of our hearts. The Baytul Harram in our hearts, like Iqbal said, Muslim as a Sid Nabi begana shud, baz Baytul Haram budkhana shud. That Baytul Haram, we must keep it under the love of Allah and the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inna Allah wa malaikatu yasalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima.